intro. So I'm gonna go straight into it then. What is colorism?
Dark skin, light skin, medium tones. Permting braids got mini afros. Thick lips got hips, some of us don't. Big nose contour, some of us won't. Never wanna put us in the media, bro. Want a fat booty like Kardashians. Want a fat booty like my auntie got a yo. We like the blood clot.
So my mind essentially breaks it down simply into racism, but within black people, depending on the pigment of your skin.
Do you think that the media has had an effect on the light skin versus dark skin?
Without question.
The media is the central, literally how it explodes, basically. Everything in the media that we see is what we perceive and how we're meant to communicate with each other. So if we see certain things, that's what we're going to relay to other people. So if you're constantly seeing lighter skinned people as the standard of beauty or lighter skinned people in main roles, and you don't see representation for yourself, for example, me as a dark skinned woman growing up, I didn't see that representation for myself.
On TV, a lot of the TV was American and British, and so there was always light skin on the TV, and even in local ads, they were populated by lighter skinned women. I once auditioned for something for TV and I was told I was too dark to be on television.
Films and like TV shows and things like that, it can sometimes misrepresent us and make a lot of people think or push a narrative of black people that may not be true, as they haven't experienced it or like even know people that have experienced it.
Jerome is an old boyfriend of mine.
What? Oh, sorry, I was out of it. Wait, are we being robbed?
Especially watching family TV shows and sitcoms where you get presented this whole idea of a nuclear family and this is what you want. You want the laughs, you want the tribulations, you want the trials. And there was always, well not always, but 9 out of 10 times it would be a light-skinned one. So I'd say it sort of narrowed my vision when I was in secondary school, definitely. My friends will tell you that.
You know, Miss Banks, since you had that baby, there's something different about you.
It made me feel like, is these the kind of roles I should be playing? Should I be the beauty standard? Am I beautiful, basically? It makes you bring those kind of questions. And because our life revolves around media, we have social media, we have television, we have radio, all these kind of things. When you have people that don't look like you, it kind of makes you feel as if you're not in a certain place of society, that you're lower ranked than someone that has lighter skin, as they're always highlighted and given more opportunities.
From Lena Horne, the first Black actress to sign a major studio deal, to Halle Berry, the first Black actress to win a Best Actress Academy Award, lighter-skinned and often mixed-race women have usually broken through society's biggest barriers first. Now, this isn't to say they weren't hardworking or didn't deserve it, but Black people with lighter skin, straighter hair, and more Eurocentric features have always been more likely to be given the paltry number of opportunities to access white spaces and institutions.
If it's like a trend, for example, someone that's a fairer skin tone, they could do a trend, and a Black person could do a trend as well. It could be the same trend, it could be the same concept, same idea, but it'll be a thing where the brand will only post the fairer skin person. They won't necessarily post the dark skin girl. It's just, there's several things where you could put so much effort, especially myself, I put so much effort into my content to not get like reposted or kind of like praised for my work, or even getting a second chance to collaborate with a brand, because I know that because I'm Black, I might not get that opportunity again, basically.
Even like when you look on the news, like even when you see TV adverts, you don't really see that many dark-skinned girls. You can like pick them out, like you can count them on one hand.
I think in the society we're pushing towards nowadays, there's a lot more representation and people want to recruit people. So I think right now I don't find it more difficult to get jobs necessarily, because people are actually looking to fill a diversity kind of thing. But I think before, people weren't open to it. And when dark-skinned people were creating content, it was kind of like limited, because a lot of the brands reaching out didn't really want to cater to dark-skinned people. So you had brands like makeup reaching out, but you didn't even have enough shades.
Especially in uni projects, like I find if I use because my lecturers obviously they're Caucasian, so if I use a white person, they love it. But if I use a black person, like say I did an African shoot in second year, she was like, I'm not too keen on it. It's just a bit, I don't know, it's just a bit. So I tend to either keep it to like one black person and then maybe 2 white people and 1 Asian person. But yeah, I think in uni it's a bit, I have to really think about who I use.
As a model, I was looking for an agency for so long, and with the modelling industry and the standards they've had in the past and the history of modelling and how it's been very Eurocentric for a very long time, it was very off-putting going to apply to agencies and they were being like, oh no, we have a black girl already, but you don't have me. Why am I now being put into a bracket?
And it doesn't help that the media continues to place a premium on lighter skin by retouching and photoshopping the skin of actresses of color before putting them on the cover of magazines, as can be seen here, 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 and even here.
I think we've done a 180 in a sense. It's kind of funny actually. I think if you look at any high fashion runway from the past like 3 years, you'll see black supermodels, not just models, like black supermodels, like Ducky Fott. There's a woman called Ducky Fott. Obviously in the UK we have Ava Apio, so there's very, and these are people who've worked with like Louis Vuitton, like Dior, all the brands, they literally, like even Virgil Abloh, like basically had an all black runway of dark skinned people. So I feel like we've kind of done a 180. To me it does seem very insincere, because I think it's like you cast all black people for your runway, but then again, the casting manager is white, the assistant directors are white, the people who are running are white, the stylists are white, the makeup and beauty artists, they're all white, and that is obviously, it's not an attack, it's kind of just like, well, it's just optics, isn't it? It doesn't feel sincere, it's just optics. It's just, let's just get black people on the runway.
But it definitely does hurt when you can kind of see that people may be afraid of you or would fear you because of what you look like and what we've been represented as. So it definitely does affect you in life. But once you show them your actual personality, which we shouldn't have to show people our personality for them to not be afraid or look at us in a positive light. But yeah, once I do show my personality, it's not really an issue no more, but it shouldn't be an issue in the first place.
There'll be some that are bigger than others, some that dress different, some that are slimmer. So it's really looking at, it's not even just difference, it's deviating from the desired black girl look. If you deviate, that's where issues come about and you're not really appreciated in the same way.
I see it as a box, especially being a man, a black man. Let me emphasize, especially being a black man. There's a box that's only getting smaller in terms of, this is what you are and this is what you should have. And you can't go outside of these parameters. You can't. You're not allowed.
There's always either we're aggressive or we're, I don't know. Yeah, you just hear so much, or like, for example, I don't know if you know like the whole thing about, I forgot the guy's name. Is it Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
Him when he got kicked out or whatever on Is It Good Morning? Yeah, that. And it's like, obviously I think there was a black guy that came in, and then you just started seeing everything on Twitter like, oh, like you hear the racist tweets and, oh, why is he doing this and that? And it's like, it's just like, if it was a normal, like someone that was Piers Morgan shade, like no one would find any offense to it, but because it's a black man, it's like, oh, why is he taking his job? And so I feel like the media does, say a lot about colorism and like just race in general.
with the man then back in secondary school, if you were dark skinned, they were more meaner to you. Like they're really rude, or like, you know, make petty comments, oh, you dark skinned, you know, your hair is not even real or anything like sorry. Or any old, like just like small comments like that. But when it comes to light skinned girls, they treat them like queens.
I guess I kind of realised that, right? I think some of these girls, you know, they weren't just mean-natured, but they had a hard exterior because they felt like, you know, people were looking down on them in a certain way. And obviously, you feel like everybody's looking down on you, then of course you're going to be, you know, of course you're going to be standoffish because you're trying to protect yourself.
As long as there's institutional racism, and as long as there's the casual, polite, covert racism that exists in this country, what can you really do about it?
Because at the end of the day, if you're a black woman, you're a black woman. You're going to go through certain things that a white woman might not go through. It's going to happen. But I would say educate yourself first. I would say know who you are. And I would also say make sure you have the right mindset, a positive mindset, and make sure that you're dealing with these things in a way that doesn't put you down. Use it as a life experience.
It's gonna be a long journey to all of this. Definitely gonna be a long journey, but we are making a start. I feel like as soon as we stop pointing out the differences between people, then we can all come as one. It's like literally there's something that we all deviate in we all will deviate in a certain way because we are individuals.